Today on Tricrow Studios, we do a comparison between the Gibson SG Standard and the Gibson SG Standard Tribute. Alright, I do want to get right into the sound samples, however there's a few things that I do want to note very quickly. So, as far as changes on each guitar, the SG Standard here, which is a 2021, the only thing I've done to this guitar is I've actually added the little pointers for the knobs. That's it, otherwise it's completely stock. The 2019 Gibson SG Standard Tribute, which is now just referred to as the SG Tribute, I believe, I had an extra ABR1 sitting around, so I popped that on here, changed the knobs, and I had to actually change the toggle switch. For some reason, the routing was a little off, and like there's no washers that were underneath, so I could add the poker chip. It's a really odd situation, but I changed out the toggle switch so I could actually put the poker chip in there, and I've added pickup covers here. Now, I made sure to use the Gibson pickup covers because I've read all over the place that a lot of the spacing is off, even if it is the correct measurements. I'm not quite sure what to really say about that, but I made sure to get the Gibson ones. And because of the angle of the pickups, the poles for each guitar, they're like the tiniest amount off. But the thing is, when I was adjusting them, again, because the pickups are kind of slanted and I don't have them shimmed or anything like that, they're not exactly perfect, so this ends up being a tad bit hotter. It's, to me, noticeable. It may or may not be to you, but it's just something I did want to note. Alright, so those were the sound samples in the comparison here with the, again, 2021 Gibson SG Standard and the 2019 Gibson SG Standard Tribute, which is now just referred to as the SG Tribute. So let's talk about some of the similarities and some of the differences here with each guitar. A lot of people, actually, I've been told numerous times that, you know what, the SG Tribute is the exact same guitar as the SG Standard. The only difference is this has a nitro gloss finish, this has a satin nitro finish, and this has trapezoid inlays, and this has dot inlays. Otherwise, they're the exact same guitar. Same body shape, same body material, same pickups, although these have covers on it and these come without covers. Again, same neck profile, I guess you'd say same headstock profile. And they also come with the same bridge, so I've swapped this one out. So in those respects, yes, they can be noted as the same guitar. However, there's a few things that actually separate these. And again, both of them come with the padded case rather than a hard shell case. So let's actually look at, actually we'll do it from the headstock down. So let's look at the tuners. This actually comes with the Grover Rotomatic tuners, whereas this comes with the Gibson Deluxe tuners. Actually really enjoy both. I find myself gravitating more towards the Gibson Deluxe just because I used to have Kluson styles or Kluson tuners, which are the exact same style. And I think I really prefer the buttons over the larger buttons. Both hold their tune remarkably well, and both of them you can actually purchase upgrades to get locking versions of them. Although the Klusons have a better gear ratio and they're a little more expensive to get the locking versions, but they're drop-in tuners, so it's very, very easy to do. Next up, we'll look at the headstocks here. So the SG Standard is inlaid, whereas this one here is silk screened. Does it make that much of a difference? No, but you know what? With the price difference, that's actually one of the driving factors. And I don't know if you want to actually say prestige, but it's more of like a prestige factor to have it inlaid rather than silk screen. But again, there's no real problems with that. Doesn't mean one is like considered cheaper over the other or anything like that. The necks are a major difference. They both have the rounded profile. However, the SG Standard has a mahogany neck, whereas the Tribute has a maple neck. And with that being said, the maple neck is a little thicker. I find it's a little thicker between the 7th and 13th fret than it is here on the SG Standard. It's also a bound neck here, so you can see there's binding and there's no binding on this as I clank them together. Of course I did, because that's really what stupid people do. But it gives it a bit of a different feel. Again, I guess you could say it's a prestige factor to go along with the trapezoid inlays rather than the dot inlays. And then we'll look at the bodies here. The bodies, this stock comes with different knobs. So it just comes with like the black knobs. This is just a personal choice. I really like all of my SGs to have that style knobs, I guess you would say. But yeah, everything else is basically the same, whereas, again, 490T, 490R, these come uncovered, these come covered. Weight-wise, you really have to be picky, I find, but this is slightly, it's ever so slightly lighter than this one here. That's really all the, like on paper, all of the differences, I guess you would say. As far as comfort, now, one thing I'm going to say, basically, I'm going to say I like this more than I like this. And for people that prefer this over this, they're going to get a little upset. But I do want to say I love this. It's just I prefer this to this, and it's more of a personal choice because of the nitro finish. It's a little more comfortable for me. Some people don't like the gloss nitro, and they prefer the satin nitro. But for me, I find it a little more comfortable. I guess you would say in like every aspect, with both hands, I guess you would say. But one thing I find acoustically, this is a little darker, and I can find too, I don't know if it's just the maple neck, but this plays a little pluckier. That was before this bridge and after this bridge as well, but it plays a little plucky, I guess you would say. It's not always a bad thing, and to be honest, if I'm only playing this, I don't really notice it unless I'm playing this and then this. Then it is something that it's a bit of a difference that you do notice, but again, not that big of a deal. Yeah, that's really all I have to say. There's nothing wrong with either of these guitars. These guitars here, if you like this over this one here, then that's what you like. If I like this more than I did this one, then that would be what I like. It doesn't really matter. Like, I know there's a lot of people, like in other videos, that usually say like, oh, help me, help me, help me, which one do I buy? And usually I say like, well, I get this question a lot. It's usually comes down to, they come with the same case, they come with the same pickups, they come with the same bridge. The only real differences here would be the neck being bound in maple, or bound in mahogany, or unbound in maple. Does it bother you if it has the dot inlays? And of course the finishes. But watching videos is awesome because I find it gets you excited, and you do get a little bit of information and personal experience, I guess you would say. But if you're looking to buy either of these guitars, hunt down a store that has both of them, and you know what? Annoy the people that are working there. Not by playing like Stairway to Heaven or Enter Sandman 15,000 times, or Smoke on the Water. That should be illegal, I guess. I played that a lot when I learned. But make sure it's the right decision for you. I can't really tell you which one is best for you, as my wife texts me over and over, hopefully telling me, hey, this is what for supper. But you're the best way to actually make that choice, make that decision. Go in, ignore pricing differences, because even though there's not much to it, but ignore pricing differences and find out for yourself which one you actually bond with. Anyway, thanks so much for watching. As always, you can go ahead and ask questions, and I'll do my best to answer them for you. Thanks for watching.